Hey everyone, today's story will absolutely warm your heart. It's about two remarkable athletes, Clark and Sophie Cunningham, who've joined forces on the Indiana Fever. Under head coach Stephanie White's leadership, they've grown from simple teammates into true friends. Their connection began on January 31, 2025, when Sophie landed in Indiana after a 4-team trade. She left behind the familiar and stepped into a locker room full of new faces and uncertainty. That's where she met Caitlin for the very first time. Caitlin greeted her with a gentle smile and a handshake, a simple gesture that sparked an instant bond. There was something hopeful in that moment, the beginning of something special. Soon they were cracking jokes, sharing snacks, trading college memories, and building trust with every conversation. At practice, they pushed one another to improve, motivating each other through drills and dreaming about what they could accomplish together. In a touching interview, Sophie revealed her admiration. "Caitlin handles more pressure than anyone realizes," she said. "That's why I'll always be there for her." And she meant it. Their playful energy quickly became a fan favorite. Caitlin once shared a photo teasing Sophie's new haircut with a funny caption, and Sophie fired back with a witty comeback that had everyone laughing. Their chemistry was natural, not just online but on the court too. Caitlin threw dazzling assists through traffic, and Sophie knocked down threes with complete confidence. Fans couldn't get enough, dubbing them the perfect pair. Every celebration, every shared smile, and every high five told the story of a friendship rooted in trust and joy. Together, they embodied passion, unity, and a love for the game that radiated through every play. Their loyalty was put to the test during an emotional game. When Caitlin took a sharp hit to the eye, Sophie immediately stepped forward to defend her. Tempers rose, and Sophie ended up ejected. But to the fans, that moment wasn't about trouble, it was about heart. The clip went viral within hours, with social media flooding with praise for Sophie's fearlessness and Caitlin's gratitude. It was a moment that captured genuine sisterhood. Off the court, their friendship only deepened. They shared dinners, explored Indiana's food spots, and stayed up late laughing at silly videos. They talked about goals, championships, and leaving behind something greater than stats, a legacy built on loyalty and love for the game. To them, basketball was more than competition, it was connection. And their story was only just beginning. By February, their connection had transformed into a rhythm, smooth, natural, and powerful. During practices, they seemed to read each other's minds. Caitlin anticipated Sophie's screens perfectly, and Sophie timed her movements around Caitlin's passes like a dance. Every repetition added trust, every successful play built confidence. When their first preseason game tipped off in early May, excitement electrified the arena. Caitlin dished a quick pass to Sophie on the wing. She caught it, fired, and drained the three. The crowd erupted as they embraced midcourt, that one moment capturing all the trust and teamwork they built. Even after a tough loss later that month, they sat side by side on the bench, smiling through exhaustion. They knew this was just the start, a partnership fueled by hard work, laughter, and belief in one another. Interview 5, rewritten. They took time to reflect on their ups and downs, celebrating every bit of growth while vowing to always lift each other higher. By June, that promise became reality. Their game sharpened, smiles brighter, rhythm tighter, chemistry undeniable. Fast breaks looked like poetry. Sophie snatched the rebound, Caitlin trailed behind, and finished strong at the rim. They high-fived midcourt, proud and confident. Coach Stephanie White called it a connection you can't teach. Off the court, their friendship only deepened. One afternoon, they visited a children's hospital, signing jerseys, cracking jokes, and realizing their impact reached far beyond basketball. During a road trip, they shared a hotel room. Late at night, they ordered pizza, played cards, and laughed until they could barely breathe. Between giggles, they swapped stories about home and made promises that would outlast the season. Sisters, no matter what. In a podcast interview later that month, they joked about each other's quirks and routines, radiating trust and joy. Fans couldn't get enough of their dynamic. Their next big challenge came against one of the league's top defenses. Sophie faced her former team while Caitlin fought through heavy coverage. Every point felt earned. When Sophie took a hard foul, Caitlin was right there, helping her up, whispering, "You're good. We've got this." Sophie smiled through the pain, and that single exchange said it all. By mid-June, their connection felt unbreakable. On June 14th, inside a roaring Gainbridge fieldhouse, Caitlin returned from injury as Sophie anchored the defense. Together, they put on a shooting clinic. Caitlin hit a deep three, Sophie followed with another, and the Fever shattered a team record with 17 total. They hugged at center court as the arena erupted in joy. Earlier that spring, on March 15th, Sophie's fierce loyalty had already won hearts. When Caitlin got poked in the eye during a matchup with Connecticut, Sophie rushed in to defend her. She was ejected, but fans saw passion, not anger. Overnight, she went viral, the protector of the Fever. After a big April win against Atlanta, Caitlin posted a highlight clip of Sophie with one caption, "Dog." Short, bold, and full of respect. That same playful bond returned in June when Sophie showed up pregame wearing a shirt featuring Caitlin and Lexi that read "Trace Letches." Fans went wild. It was funny, iconic, and deeply personal. July brought challenges. Caitlin's groin injury sidelined her for several games, leaving Sophie to step up, and she delivered. A 21-point, 9-rebound performance against Chicago kept the team alive. During Caitlin's recovery, Sophie supported her every step, showing that true friendship never fades under pressure. Even in tough moments, they stayed light. When the Fever posted a goofy photo of Sophie mid-air, hair flying everywhere, Caitlin commented, "Nice hairstyle." Sophie replied with a laughing emoji. Fans flooded the comments with love. It was raw, real, and perfectly them. Off the hardwood, they cooked pasta for teammates, hosted dinners, and made memories that went far beyond the court. Late June brought another milestone, the ribbon cutting for the Fever's massive 108,000 square foot training facility, set to open in 2027. Side by side, they spoke to cameras about growth, unity, and giving back. By July, Caitlin had become a WNBA All-Star co-captain with a record 1.29 million fan votes. Sophie stood proudly beside her, celebrating the moment. A viral TikTok of Sophie teasing Caitlin about missed free throws racked up millions of views. Fans couldn't get enough of their genuine friendship. Now, as the regular season winds down, their eyes are on the playoffs. They practice harder, push further, and lean on one another more than ever. Together, they've turned friendship into strength, laughter into legacy, and trust into something unbreakable. If you enjoyed this story, hit the like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more inspiring journeys, because Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham's story is far from over.